Hello there, Flying Fox and Brian Productions here, and welcome back to another Double Gauge review. And this one is very, very special because I think you can tell by the thumbnail and title that I finally have my favorite steam locomotive in the entire world in model form right now. Like, I literally have the model of my favorite steam locomotive in the entire world. And it's a very special engine. Oh, and also, it's absolutely boiling here in the UK. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I had to put my windows like on so I can get some air in here. And even with that air coming in, even if there's actually barely any cold air coming into my house. There's absolutely nothing there whatsoever. So even with that, I'm absolutely sweating as hell. So yeah, just pardon me about that. But other than that, I'm still gonna be doing my review anyways. Since I want to just get this over with, and just want to guys show to you this model the model of my favorite steam engine in the entire world. So the model I'm going to be reviewing today is, oh, and also just to make it way more better. Wait, I'm gonna try to do the same thing. Just hang on. Yeah, hello. I'm actually going to unbox this model while showing my face. So yeah, that's something you're gonna be doing. So the model I'm going to be reviewing is, it's also much more easier anyways. I'm going to be reviewing this. This is the Hornby. This is the Hornby rebuilt Merchant Navy Pacific number 35028 Clan Line, aka my favorite steam engine in the entire world. Yep, Clan Line. I finally have it. I mean, like, yeah, you can tell right away by the box that this is pretty high quality. I mean, look at that. Here's the back of the box, which shows you some photos of the real engine, shows a bit of history on the engine. And on the box, I mean, it's so gorgeous. This is like the best Hornby box I ever had. Actually, dare I say, this is actually the best double gauge model that I have in my collection so far. It's not just because of the overall engine. It's just because of the engine's super high detail. You can I think you can tell. Yeah, you can tell over here that says super detail. So yeah, it's just so gorgeous, this model. And like, the reason why I decided to record this video, like 2 or 3 days after I got the model, I mean, I did unbox this model before, is because I had to get used to handling this model since it's super high quality and very fragile. So I had to sort of get used to handling this model before I do the actual review. So yes, like I said, this has very delicate parts which could easily come off. So yeah. The Hornby Clan Line, you can see over there, shows the engine's nameplate and it says class, Clan Line, Merchant Navy class. So yeah, so I always loved the Bullied Pacifics when I was like little. Even back when Tornado was my favorite steam engine in the world. The Tornado is still one of my favorites, but not my most. Like, even back when I loved Tornado, I loved the Bullied Pacifics so much. I think the Merchant Navy is one of my favorite early Bullied Pacifics in my opinion. Like, I did like the West Countries and the Battle of Britons, but I think the Merchant Navy's one of my favorite of the Bullied Pacifics. I have no idea why, but because they were like the first of the Bullied Pacifics built, I'm not sure. So yeah, it's just, and now that the Bullied Pacifics are now my favorite steam engines in the world, and now the Merchant Navies are now my favorite, I actually was thinking to myself which one is actually my favorite of the Merchant Navies, and I think my favorite one is the most famous one of the bunch, Clan Line. I have no idea why Clan Line is my favorite, but because it's the most popular member of the class, and that it's a mainline rail tour runner. I know there's also British India Line number 35018, and that also is a mainline runner, but I think Clan Line is my favorite one. I have no idea why. Like, I'm not, I guess, I don't know why. I think back then Canadian Pacific used to be my favorite from Merchant Navy. I think probably because of the fact that she was in blue, but I'm not sure. I have no idea why. Just don't question. Just like I said, the point I'm trying to say is that even when I loved Tornado, I love the Bullied Pacifics, but now that the Bullied Pacifics are now my favorite steam engine in the world, and that the Merchant Navies are my favorite types of the Bullied Pacifics, Clan Line is my favorite out of all of them. And to just have the model of this exact engine, like, right in my hands is just so, it's so glorious. So, yeah, and so here is this side of the box. I don't think I can read it, but I'll try to read it. It says R2169BR462 Cloudline Merchant Navy class. You can see it. I think you can see it. I think. So yeah, the other side, nothing that special, just says double gauge. I think this side's just cool. I love the green of it. Also showing like the history of the engine and the no, I think it's just the model it shows on this side, right? Yeah, it only shows some things about the overall model. So yeah, let's just get straight to unboxing. Also, this packaging, like, oh, also, quick fun fact. I don't know if you have seen my community post about this engine, but this engine costed like, I think £95 on eBay. It costed £95, and the one who was selling this was the Little Wicked Railway. Yep, the Little Wicked Railway. I'll link. He actually has his own YouTube channel as well. So I'll link his channel in the description below, and I want to give you a shout out to him for sending me this absolutely gorgeous model. So yeah, just shout out to Little Wicked Railway. So let's get to the actual unboxing. Right, so the packaging is very, very interesting. It's like, so you're making that this is like the actual box, and when I pull it out, it'll just be the polystyrene packaging. But no, it's a box inside of a box, and then the polystyrene. Yep. Right, I'll just, it's quite hard. It's so stiff, really. Right, so here we are. There we go, sliding this out. Yeah, put that away, because we won't really need it for the time being. I don't think we will need it for the rest of the video, actually. So yeah, if you can see, you can clearly see the engine's tender and all the instructions and stuff. Like, this model, for £95, even though it's second-hand £95, this is a pretty good deal. I mean, honestly, this is such a very good deal. Honestly, like, Little Wicked Railway, if you're watching this, you have done an absolutely great job at making the second-hand model feel like if it was brand new. Because honestly, this is just gorgeous. Also, when it first arrived, it had the paper packaging on the engine. The engine and tender had the sort of paper sort of packaging, which was covering them up. I sort of got rid of those papers. I should have just kept them, but you know, since they were so hard to, like, you know, put them back on, like, yeah, I just had to just throw the papers away. Sorry about that. But, you know, other than that, the packaging is brilliant. So, let's get the actual engine out of his box. And, wait, which side did I take the engine off? It's quite hard doing this, since this is the first time I actually showing the model like in a different perspective. I normally just sit from that side and I face it like that, but now since I'm now behind the box, it's quite weird doing this, but you know, I think I'll get used to it over time. Right, so let's just open that up, put it that way, and then slide the engine out. Let's put the styrene packaging. There we go, good. Honestly, this thing is just so packed really well. Let's put this out of the way. Here are some of the, I think this is a little guide of how to, like, if you want to, like, take the chassis of the engine, then this shows you how to do it. It's quite simple, really. Over here are the little modifications, such as you can add in the vacuum pipes and a coupler onto the front of the engine. I think it's quite cool. And ladders onto the engine's running board. Yeah, it's so high quality, this. I mean, I know it's not that high quality in today's standards. Like I said, I'm not Sam's Trains, so yeah. So yeah, I can see. Yeah, you can see over there. This is the thing that shows the engine's code and the name and all this stuff. And over here is, I think, is just a manual of sorts, I think. I'll just try to show it to you. Yeah, you can see over there. Yeah, you can see that. It's supposed to be like a little manual and shows you some do's and don'ts with this model. There's some safety notes over there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, here's the safety notes. It's so high quality, this. I mean, honestly. This is just so beautiful. Right, let's get the actual engine out of his box, shall we? I'll just give it a little clean up. I'm so sorry that I'm sweating. You can clearly tell that I am sweating because of how hot it is here. but you know, I'll handle it. I still have to make this video, but you know, it's fine. I think I can deal with it. So, right. I know that this isn't the first time that I've unpackaged this engine. This is not the first time I unboxed this engine, of course, but like I said, I always try my best to just be so gentle with this. So this has loads of detail as I get into once I get it out of the box. So no, I'm gonna have to just do this that way, yeah. Right, so just do that, gently lift. Like I said, this engine has a lot of weight to it. Alright, so let's put Clan Line over here, and let's get his tender out. Tender was quite simple, really. Tender doesn't have, even though tender does not have that much mechanism, it still has loads of weight to it. So let's put the polystyrene packaging away. I'll now just get back to that side, and then I'll do the actual review. Right. There we go. Back. Right, so let me just get the engine there. Let's just get the engine there, connect the tender. There we go. Now I'll take the camera to show the model in all his glory. And here he is. Here he is. The Hornby rebuilt Merchant Navy Pacific number 35028 Clana, and oh my god, this is such a gorgeous model. I mean, honestly, I love the Merchant Navy so much. Well, particularly the rebuild ones. I much more prefer the rebuilt Bullied Pacifics than the original spam cans, but you know, it's not to say that I hate them. Like, I do like the spam cans, but I think the rebuild ones look way more cooler. Like, there's just something elegant about them. I mean, look at this model. I mean, even though you may, like, even if you're not a big Bullied fan, you admit that this model does look gorgeous. I mean, look at this. It has so much little detail, I don't know where to begin with this. It's just, oh my god, I just love this so much. Like I said, when I first unboxed this engine, when I first got this engine out of the box, my jaw literally dropped with the amount of detail that is in this engine. I mean, honestly. I just can't get my words over it. Like, it's just so beautiful. It's gorgeous. I mean, like I said, this is without a doubt the best 00 gauge model in my collection. Not just because that this is my favorite steam engine in the world, just because of the overall detail and the quality. Sorry, my camera's a bit cheeky. So let's get into all the positives about this engine. So first of all, which is a feature that I absolutely love, this engine has sprung buffers. Yep, on both the engine and the tender, it has sprung buffers. That is so high quality. It's so realistic. I love sprung buffers. I mean, also the handrails on the smoke deflector and on the smoke box and boiler. It's so good. And this whistle. Oh, move that thing. That whistle, that tiny little whistle, and the thing that controls are all separately applied. They don't look like they're molded onto the actual model. Loads of these parts are separately applied, and that's so, like, look at these pipes. They're separately applied as well. They're not molded onto the model. They are separately applied, and that's gorgeous. That's so high quality. Oh my god. Oh, this is just so gorgeous. I love this thing so much. So, and yeah, but just overall, this model's just overall absolutely brilliant. I'll just flip it to the other side. I mean, you can, much more see the shadows, but yeah, it's a bit darker, but I think you can see the model still just fine. So yeah, here's the other side of the engine. Not that much, it's overall just the same, only that it doesn't have these pipe thingies on the other side. If I can bend these pipes, these two orange pipes, I forgot what they're called. Leave me in the comments below what these are. I'm not the expert here, you guys are. So yeah, the other side, pretty much the same, but one thing that I love about this side, is this part right here. I think this is called the I think there's something like a speedometer valve thingy. I'm not sure what it's called, but I think it has something to do with the speedometer or something. Something to like mark the speed of the engine or something. I'm not sure. But since this engine does run on the main line, it does have some modern features. For instance, I mean, look on the smoke deflector. I don't know if you can. It's a bit out of focus, but you can see this lining bolt on the side of the smoke deflector. Yeah, so this engine is a mainline runner. It does need to have a bit of modern modifications to make it mainline legal. So yeah, here is the gorgeous nameplate. Clanline Merchant Navy class. I mean, I love that nameplate. It's just honestly like the Merchant Navy nameplates. The nameplates on the Merchant Navies are just so eye-catching. Especially that circle and the flag. Oh, it's so beautiful. I cannot express how. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love this thing so much. That's pretty much the 15th time I've said this. So here's the number 35028. The tender has ladders, which I think yeah. Are these ladders separately applied? Yes, there are. I'll not try to bend them too much. Yeah, sprung buffers again. The lining bolt thingies. Yep. I forgot what kind of gallon tender this is. I know that in modern day Kleinline wears a much more of a bigger tender. No, I don't mean it's like bigger than the engine. I mean that the tender's a little bit more bigger than this. I mean, what I mean by that is like I can probably hold a bit more coal or a bit more gallons of water, I guess. I forgot what gallon tender, if it's a 3,000 gallon or 4,000 gallon tender. I'm not sure. Leave me in the comments below what gallon tender this is supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure that Clanline today does not have this type of tender, but you know, that can be an exception. So you can see the tender does come off the engine. You can see there's a bit of wires, which I presume that the engine, just like my Princess Coronation, the motor is in the tender. I mean, no, the motor is not in the tender. The motor is in the engine, unlike in my Princess Coronation, Duchess of Abercorn. But the engine cannot run if it's not connected to the tender, because I think the tender does have a bit of pickups. And I could probably explain why the tender has a bit of weight to it. So yeah, and the engine is also so heavy too. I don't know, look, I know nothing about grams and such. I'm not Sam's Trains, just to let you know. I'm not Sam's Trains, but I can tell this model is quite heavy when I lift it up. Quite heavy. One thing that I love about the Bullitt Pacifics are these spoked wheels. Like, I just love the type of style, this very wacky looking spoked wheels. Like loads of steam engines, they have these sort of liney bits, but these ones have this sort of oval shaped, this kind of overly like shaped spokes, which are just so gorgeous. Except, yeah, it's a 462 wheel arrangement. The cab, it does have detail. Well, I don't think I can see it, but the cab does have some detail, only that they're not painted on. Wait, are they? Yeah, yeah, you can barely see them. Well, I don't think you can see it at all, but it does have the firebox and the seats and everything, but only that they're not painted on. But I don't think like the general beginners will even give a crap about this. But yeah, it's just gorgeous. So here's the front of the engine. I'll put the tender back behind it. Here's the front of the engine. Gorgeous. 35028. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of British Railways green, specifically BR Brunswick green, even though I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of colour, I think the Merchant Navies do fit that livery very well, in my opinion. Although I much more prefer, imagine if Clanline was painted in British Railways blue, just like how Canadian Pacific used to be. Oh, that would be awesome. Just maybe, if I was able to get a Canadian Pacific, then I could probably modify it to become Clanline. Oh my god, imagine Clanline in British Railways blue. Oh, that would be gorgeous. I could probably make a little edit of that. Yeah, that would be so cool. Anyway, a bit off topic here. So yeah, it's just a gorgeous model, but it does have a few drawbacks, and they are so minor that I think they could be fixed. So yeah, I think that these little flaws I have with this engine can be fixed easily. Well, let's see. So the first one is that I think this is more of a problem with just the general model. I think this is a problem that basically all the Hornby merchant navies have, not just Clan, but all of them. So at this side, the wall shot valve gear moves correctly how the real life engine moves. Like it moves in this sort of, has a bit of a flow to it. But on the other side, the Volshot's valve gear, I think you can tell that the Volshot's valve gear doesn't have this sort of flow into it. It's sort of, the Volshot's valve gear works kind of like in a Black 5 or something. So yeah, I'm planning to probably maybe reposition the valve gear to actually move like how the real merchant navies have. Because like on this side, the valve gear moves just like how it is in real life, but on the other side it does not. I think there might be a reason to that, but so far as I know, that's probably not the reason. I don't think there is any reason. This might be a mechanical flaw, but I'm pretty sure Hornby do have their reasons for that. So yeah, that's the first flaw. Second one is that the piston. You can see the piston is a little bit bent. If I could say, you can see the piston is a little bit bent. But I think that's a problem that I can literally solve just right away. I could just probably reposition it to actually be in the correct position, and then it might be a lower and then it'll be like a lower risk of like causing the rods to just go all haywire. So yeah, so that's literally about it for flaws. Because other than that, this is without a doubt the best model in my entire 00 gauge collection. I mean, come on, it's a rebuild merchant navy. Who doesn't like a merchant navy? I mean, oh, it's so gorgeous. Right, so wow, it's been almost 22 minutes. I haven't even done the running session. Wow. Okay, so I'll stop rambling right now. I'll stop drooling over this gorgeous model, and so I'll now put her onto the tracks. Okay, so now I'll put this engine onto the tracks, give him some test runs, and then he'll do a running session. So let's put Clanline on the tracks. Let's give him a running session and some tests. So here's my Hornby rebuilt merchant navy Clanline on the tracks. And here are the 4 Pullman coaches that he's going to be carrying during the running sessions, since a merchant navy works so well with Pullman coaches. I mean, like, do you agree? I think the Pullman coaches work so well with the merchant navies. So, yeah. So here's my trusty controller. Here's the little passing loop. Here's a siding. New tracks. It's just a generic loop, right? Like I said, in the future, I will try to get some sort of tables and then set up my own layout. Then I can add some buildings, grass, roads, crossings, the actual station signals, etc. So yeah, right. So this engine, kind of like with my Hornby Princess Coronation Duchess of Abercorn, he is not the smoothest run of my fleet, particularly at low speeds. But when he goes at more higher speeds, he's a very good runner. Right. So let's go backwards. Like I said, I don't expect this model to actually go backwards very smoothly. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't flip this switch on. I'm an idiot. Right. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Oh, here it goes. Oh, it's actually not going that bad. Yeah, you can see he's a bit juddery, but... Oh, and also, he's one of the quietest models in my collection. Like, you can barely hear the motor. You can barely hear anything. I mean, this engine's just so quiet. And I love that. Look how quiet, I can even whisper. And you can still hear me because of how, look how, this Clanline's just so quiet. You know, this is just so, actually, he's actually managing quite well going backwards. He's actually managing quite well. Okay. I really do love looking at those driving wheels. Actually, it looks pretty good going backwards. Look at those rods. You can see it's a little bit juddery, but back and set. It's It's a second-hand model, what do you expect? It does have some flaws. Right, so let's move him forwards now. Just crawl along there to get some shots of him. Actually, Klein is managing quite well. Going at slow speeds. He's actually managing quite well. You look at him go. You can barely hear this engine's motor. You can barely hear anything. Oh, this model's just brilliant. So yeah, I think you can tell straight away why this Hornby rebuild Merchant Navy clan line is my favorite double gauge model in my collection. It's not just because that it's a model of my favorite steam engine in the world. It's just because that it has so many good details and it actually runs so good. Wow. Just gorgeous. You can barely hear anything. Honestly, I thought this model would just jitter all the while going so slow, but actually he's actually handling it quite well. He's going so smooth. He's actually not being so jittery anymore. Okay, enough drooling over this amazing engine, how it handles slow speeds. Let's just couple clan line up to these Pullman coaches, and we'll do our running session. Yep, that is what we shall do. So here it is. So this is my review of the very gorgeous Hornby rebuilt Merchant Navy Pacific number 35028 clan line, aka my favorite steam locomotive in the entire world. Gorgeous model, not just because that this is my favorite steam engine in the world, because of the high details, just the sprung buffers, separately applied details, and how smoothly this engine runs, which I was not expecting. Like, since I've run this engine previously, especially at low speeds, it was quite dodgy, but now it's running as smooth as spraying butter on a bread. Yeah, okay, I think that was a very bad joke, but I think you know what I mean. So, how would I rate this model out of 10? Well, I would not give it a 10, but a 25 out of 10. This model is superb in every single way. In my opinion, this is the best Hornby, actually the best double gauge steam locomotive in my entire collection. This engine is absolutely brilliant. He has loads of cool detail, just looks brilliant as he moves along the line. It's such a pleasing model to look at, especially when it's in motion. So yeah, I love this model. And also, like again, shout out to the Little Wicked Railway for sending me this absolutely gorgeous steam engine. So yeah, I shout out to him. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video, like the video and subscribe and blah blah blah. Yeah, you know the drill. Yeah, just comment, like, subscribe, that's important as well. Also, thank you to us reaching 2,570 subs, I think. Yeah, I think. So, we're more than halfway up to 3,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you all guys enough. I can't wait to reach 3,000 subscribers. I mean, like, that's good. That's a big number. I mean, it's not really a big number, but in a way, it is a big number. So, yeah. So, actually, now looking at the shot, this looks pretty. I think this should be the thumbnail photo right here. This beautiful shot of clan line resting with the Pullman coach attached behind him. Yeah, I think that should be the thumbnail. That's a good shot. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video and blah blah blah. Yep, I'll just cut the video from here. God, it's just so hot out here in the UK.